Hi and welcome to the Wednesday live recorded. And this time I'm looking at a pairs event and I'm going to do it on Q+. I like doing it on Q+ because it gives me more time so that I can take you through things if required. Some of the hands might go smoothly and fast, but others where there's intricate things we can then do take the time to take you through it, and that's what I quite like. So I'm recording this in the morning, so actually this time I've got a cup of coffee, not chamomile tea, and I probably won't get wine later from my wife, but we'll see how we go. So I'm doing it on Q+, as I say. So if we look at this, we've got this setup, and the bottom button, if you're used to Q+, you press on Match Control, which will bring up this. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be using OEREBRO. So pairs tournament file, OEREBRO10. OEREBRO is a place in Sweden, and it's a tournament that is on which all the results are in this computer. So we'll be able to compare with them, and there's lots of different results, which is quite nice. So it's a pairs tournament file, OEREBRO10, and I am going to choose to start not at 14, but 15. So usually if you choose one, it'll start at board 1. Okay, but I'm going to start at board 15 and play 12 boards. So it'll be from 15 to 26. I think that makes sense. Okay, so we'll see how we're going to do. Please do give feedback on, what you think about these. As I say, the reason I like playing a file like this without other players playing live is that it gives me the chance to just take my time and go through it smoothly. Okay. So here we are, we're sitting south, as I say. If you look at the triangles in the center there, you've got red ones. They are pointing north and south, so that means we are vulnerable and east-west are not. And in fact, south is the dealer on this one. So we have to choose our opening bid with 7 points, 2 10s and 2 9s, but obviously a pass. Okay, that's 2 no trumps from partner. That's nice. We're in game then. Which game though? We have hearts, spades, and obviously no trumps as an option. Partner could be sitting with 5 good diamonds. So I think what I'm going to do here is bid Stamen. And if partner shows a 4-card major, I'll go for the game there, obviously. If partner bids 3 diamonds, I'm going to rebid 3 spades. And for me, that would suggest 5-4 to partner, and he can then make the final decision. Okay, so 3 clubs, 3 diamonds, 3 spades. Okay, so we're in 4 spades. The only slight disadvantage is we are playing it. And what I mean by that is that we'd like to disguise the 20 odd points, but we're trying to find our best fit. And that surely is more important than right-siding the contract, as it were. Right-siding is where you have the lead coming from the side you'd prefer. Okay, so partner's got 19. He's obviously upgraded for his 5-card diamond suit. There is a 10 by itself there. It's borderline. Borderline. Well, the good news is what it means is that clearly if North opens a diamond, South will definitely play spades. But I certainly think we're in the right contract. 5 spade tricks. Ace, king of hearts is 7. We're going to make a diamond is 8. Don't know who's got the ace of clubs, but I think I'd be tempted to play a club relatively early. Why? Because I could then rough one in dummy. I've then got options for extra tricks beyond that, a heart finesse, and maybe even the 5th diamond. So there's lots of options here. So clearly, I think it makes sense to cover the lead. Obviously, we know East will have the ace of diamonds, but we want to make the extra trick. So I think I'm going to put the king on. Okay, and we'll see how we go. Well, that makes our life a little bit easier, doesn't it? Well, in a sense, I was going to lead up to my king anyway, so don't get me wrong. But that helps us because it means the ace is right. So we're going to definitely make this contract short. Well, can't be completely sure. You could have 5-0 breaks, but I think I'm now looking for an overtrick, to be honest, most of the time. So remember, I'm going to rough that club. So I've still got the 7 tricks I started with. Queen of diamonds is 8, king of clubs is 9, club rough is 10. So now for me, I'm sort of looking for an extra trick beyond that. So the ace of clubs seems an odd switch. I think if East had 6 diamonds, he'd have led a diamond back to his partner to try and ruff in front of dummy. So I think I can safely ruff a diamond here. So what I'm going to plan to do is I'm going to ruff a club high, just in case that's an ace doubleton club, because to switch to the ace rather than a small club seems odd. You'd have thought more normal would be a small club, and why I say that is if I had king jack, I'd have had a choice of plays. And so a small club, I might have put the jack in. Here, I was always going to play the king. So I'm thinking of ruffing a spade high, ruffing a diamond, playing a couple of trumps and see where we are there. I've got plenty of entries to dummy. Are you happy that I just need to ruff 2 diamonds, and if they break evenly, the queen of diamonds and the last one will be winners? So I will not need a heart finesse. But I think I should ruff this high just in case. Okay. That's... so he didn't have a doubleton. I'm going to ruff a spade. I think I can just draw trumps here now. Yeah. So let's do it. See if they break. Okay, they do. I don't want to play. I don't want to draw the last trump. Now this is subtle, but I don't want to discard from dummy until I know if the diamonds are breaking. Does that make sense? So if the diamonds aren't breaking, I may well want the heart finesse. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to cross over to the ace of hearts here and ruff. And remember, I'm ruffing high. There's only 1 trump left. So I'm ruffing this high. And if they break, I know I've got 2 diamond winners. Can you see that? If they hadn't have broken, then I probably need the heart finesse for my extra trick. I hope you can see that. Okay, it's a little bit tricky. There's a few nuances. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the queen of spades. I know I've got 2 winners. So the last trump is drawn. I know there's lots to analyse here, because you've got to count all the suits, and that's what's so difficult. But I'm looking at the best chance of making 11 tricks, and here I've managed it. I've drawn the last trump. I can cross over to the king here, cash the queen of diamonds, and then the 6 of diamonds. Oh, and that's even better news. There's nothing nicer that when you make an extra over trick instead of the finesse, that the finesse was wrong. So if I'd taken the heart finesse, I'd have only made 10. So look at that. East has almost all of the points for the defence. Because he had ace jack, probably leading a small one doesn't make much sense, because there's not a choice, as it were. Well, I see that. Anyway, he led the ace instead. Let's see. So what we do now is we look at the score. And that scored 151 out of 70. So that is good news, which is a bit of a surprise. You would feel that the play was available to everybody. If you lead a club up to the king, so let's say East didn't switch, led a diamond back, and you'd ruffed it, you could cross over, lead a club yourself. I think you can manage that yourself to avoid. I think we can look at the traveller. So if I press on that, you can't see it, but I now can show you it. And that shows you all the scores. There's usually an outlier somewhere. 3 no trumps plus 2 requires some pretty bad defence. But you can see you're seeing the very top of it. Those are the top scores. The more likely scores are 3 no trumps plus 1, 4 spades is the average. So if you look there, you can see 80 out of 170. Well, 85 is half of 170. So basically the average is 4 spades making. And that is the key on hands like this. If we go on down, 3 no trumps, I think more likely is only going to make 9 tricks for a poor score, and a few people have gone off. But what a difference. 620 gets you 80, just under average, whereas making the over trick is a wonderful score. Okay, so that's our first board, and we've had some fun already, I think. Let's move on to the next one. Excuse me. Well, it's a nice hand. We're not going to be the first to bid, though, so let's see what happens. We are last to bid. Wow. I think I've got a bit of no trump here. It's a bit of an odd hand, isn't it? Because you've got length in hearts, but I've got so many points, 17. It's a really nice hand. I feel sort of somehow that I need to bid 1 no trump. if I pass, they are vulnerable. But I can't be... Yeah, I'm going to bid a no trump. I mean, as I say, your other option is to pass here, and it goes past part, and it could be passed out. And if you get them one off, that might be a decent score. But I'm going to bid one no trump. Right, well, my partner's transferring to spades. So it might have been the case if I'd chosen to pass, partner might have bid spades anyway. We're just going to bid 2 spades. Remember, we're in the normal range of a one no trump bid, so there's no reason to get excited. Usually showing a good 15 to a bad 19 or 16 to 18. So we're right in the middle. And remember, your hearts aren't spectacular here. They could just be worth one trick. So let's see how we do. Okay. So that jack could well be a singleton, so I think we're going to have to win that. Remember, it was one heart on our right. If it had gone past, do you think North would have bid? That's interesting. And I think then De Clouer's got at least 6 tricks. Maybe some extra diamond tricks. I don't know. It'd be interesting contract if you leave the ace of clubs. Anyway, so we're going to make 4 spade tricks, hopefully. Can't take a rough in our hand, and we're going to try and develop a club trick, maybe ace king and another club, and hope the jack makes at the end. That's probably your best bet. So that adds up to 7. There's 8 tricks by the look of it. Normally you're looking for an over trick. But as I say, I think we've got to win the first heart because that could definitely be a singleton. So I don't think there's any. Can't think of a reason not to just play a spade here, to be honest. Okay, they've ducked that. I think I might just play a spade back to the king. I'm expecting East to have the ace most of the time. That's interesting. Well, they've chosen not. So the only spade missing now is the ace. So there's no point playing trumps anymore. I mean, is it possible the hearts break? Yeah, it's interesting. So we're looking again. This is that you have to put this effort into making over tricks. You have to put it in. It's really important here. So you're not just trying to make the contract. You're trying to make your over tricks. The contract is there, watertight. Can you see that? I hope you can. You know, we've made 3 tricks. We'll make 2 more trumps definitely because there's only the ace missing. So that's 5. You've got the ace king of clubs, and we will make a diamond. So there's 8 tricks. We want to make 9. What is the best chance? I mean, we could play the ace and king of clubs now, to be honest. And we might be able to rough the last club. I mean, it seems odd that East has ducked, but we can take advantage of that. So that if West, you know, if the queen of clubs falls, we can play ace, king, jack, and then rough the 4th round. So that, yeah, I'm tempted by that. I mean, you could try a sneaky, a small club, hoping. It looks like they've broken 3-3, doesn't it? Yeah, okay, so that's the extra trick. There's no complications here. I imagine East is going to cash the ace of spades here. No, he's just going to play a heart. And there goes the ace of spades, so he's not going to give us any fun. But we've got plenty of time here. They can, remember, all the trumps are gone now. The 4 of clubs is a winner. Okay, and we just knock out the ace of diamonds, of course. Okay. We can take the queen of spades, see if they discard the ace of diamonds. But I think East is going to... So East had pretty much everything, didn't he? So that's a relatively straightforward hand there. Look at that, 15 points. Interesting. So if we... I wonder how one heart goes. I mean, we've made 140, so you have to take 1 heart 2 off, and I think that's going to be tricky. Because I think they will make an extra diamond. It's quite close, though. Notice the hearts are 4-2, so you play a heart and a heart. They make 3-4. They've got 5 off top. I think you feel as if they should scrape an extra trick and only go 1 off. Let's look at the score. So we've got 123. So it's another good one. That's good news. So I don't know if you can see that, but that's in the center. 2 spades plus 1. So we're going to bring up the other scores here. So let's do that. So I have to bring that up for you. So I press on that. Oh my, so there's usually, when you've got a huge field, there will be some wild scores. And here, some people have made 10 tricks. Some people have even bid game and made it. And to do that, you're going to need a real bit of luck. Maybe them leading away from the Queen of Cups. We'll look at that. But you can see 140 is very common. 110 is quite common. 2 hearts by South. So remember, they may be in a field that if they're playing 5-card majors, it may well have gone a club or a diamond or something like that from the East hand. It wouldn't have been a heart opening. So South has ended up playing in hearts, which is unlucky for them. And then you can see the other ones. Most people bidding game are going down, as you'd expect, and that's more like it. 1 no trump plus 2 by East. So that's a strong no trump. Isn't that amazing? Okay, so I'll close that up so you can see the hand again, just showing you some of the scores there. And what a mixture it was. So 1 no trump made because you'd get a heart. So if you had a strong no trump, it may well go, might even double it, but it might go pass, pass, pass if you choose to pass. I think you should make a bid with the South hand. But you'd lead a heart, you see, and then Declarer plays ace and another diamond and has suddenly established all those diamonds. Can you see that? Because the diamonds break, Declarer can get to the diamonds and ends up making 5 diamond tricks, a heart and the ace of spades. So he's definitely making 1 no trump quite comfortably, if not with an over trick. So there you go. I think that's quite an interesting one. So it's a nice start. Let's see what we do on the next one. Nice hand, 7, 14, 19. 2 hearts by partner. Okay. Wow. I mean, the question here is, can you make a slam? So is it worth, I mean, if I bid 2N and partner says I'm the strongest I can be, he is non-vulnerable, but I know Q plus can stretch. So let's say partner's got ace, queen to 6 and the king of diamonds. Are you ever going to find that out there? It's still not rock solid, is it? But, I mean, the advantage of bidding 4 hearts straight away is that it doesn't tell people how strong you are. But I think I will. I'll bid 2 no trumps here. I'll give myself a... So that's the strong response. 3 spades from West. Well, that is a surprise. It doesn't make my hand any better, so I'll just bid 4 hearts here. Wow. 4 spades. Now, if 4 spades had come from East, it's a different matter. They've got a fit. They might be able to do things. But I've got no reason to think that I'm not taking... I only have to take it 3 off to get a better score. And I've got no reason to think I'm not taking it 3 off. So, I mean, yes, it's possible that they can... I might only make 1 spade trick. But I'm putting West with, let's say, 7 spades. And hopefully we make a heart or 2, a club or 2. Yeah. And, there's a fair chance. I mean, there could be a void in spades here. I think it makes sense. I've shown my hand. I mean, in theory, if I bid 2 no trumps and then 4 hearts, I'm actually showing a sum try to partner. So I think my double pretty much sums up my hand. And if partner felt it was right to carry on. So remember, we're aiming for 3 off. I cannot emphasize that enough, okay? I know I'm making game here. I don't think I'm making slam. If I can take it 3 off, I get a good score. If I don't, I get a bad score. So if you don't think you can aim for 3 off, you bid 5 hearts. Okay, but of course, you're not guaranteed necessarily to make that. Okay, so dummy's sort of what we expected. The disappointing thing is that Declarer's got a singleton heart. You'd expect partner's queen jack to 6 is useless, but partner should have another high card somewhere. I think I'm just going to play low on the spade here. Okay, brilliant. So that's worked. Why do I say I think I'm going to play? Because partner might have something, and it turns out looks like partner's got a singleton 10. Maybe partner's got 10 Jack Doubleton. Because it seems odd that Declare wouldn't have finessed there. But I'm pretty confident now. I mean, I hope everybody is. You know, there's no reason to think, even if Declare's got 8 spades, that we haven't got enough ammunition here. He was indeed missing the Jack and 10, so there you go. The question is, I think we should just make Declare work. So we'll just I think just draw the last trump, and then sorry, draw our last trump, not Declare's, and then just play hearts a lot of the time and force Declare to develop tricks. Okay, so Declare's play another heart here. Okay, well, so let's just calculate what Declare is. 7, 1. Well, we can take the clubs we can take. I mean, you know, for me, that's all we can do. So we'll take those two. Okay. So Declare's got 3 diamonds or 3 clubs. I don't think we could ever do that. But we got it 3 off. We've done what we wanted to do. So I'm pretty sure Declare's got the rest now. We can just let him take 2 trump tricks there. Yeah, so I mean, it is just 3 off. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a very strange bid from West. And you've got to take advantage of that. You really do. I mean, we can look at the score. I mean, I don't know what's going on there. You know, you bid once. It's so important. Bid once. If you want to overcall my 2 no trumps 4 spades, by all means do it. And then I've got a tough guess, perhaps. I haven't shown partner kind of hand I've got. You know, what do I bid? But to bid 3 spades first, allow me to bid 4 hearts and then bid 4 spades. Seems crazy. I might have been tempted to double with the north hand, you know, with the king jack of diamonds outside. The play of the hand is very straightforward. Oh, I see that. Wow. Partner finds a club lead. Do we get an extra trick? Oh, there we go. So the question is, would I have led a heart? I'll just cross that off. So we've got a nice score, obviously. I'm getting greedy now, aren't I? Would I have led a heart from that? I might have done, but obviously the 10 of clubs would allow us to go ace, king, and a club ruff. That's greedy, isn't it? And then I don't think we can go any further than that by cross ruffing, can we? I'm just looking because no, we can't. Can we try and ruff another club? Wow. Well, yeah, we'll put Declare under pressure. You could play ace, king of clubs, club ruff, king of diamonds, ace of diamonds in another club. Can you see that? So that we're now talking these trick 6 if you play another club. I don't know what you do. You ruff small. You get over ruff with the jack. You then cross over to the ace of hearts. And you have to run the 9 of spades to avoid losing extra tricks. So there could have been 1100. Let's see what the other tables show us. Let's have a look. There was 1100, but that was for 5 diamonds. That's silly. So there were. Yeah, a couple of people have led the 10 of clubs. 2 have gone 4 off. We're looking at the very top there. 2 have gone 4 off on a heart lead. They shouldn't do. But the 2 people have led clubs and they've taken it 4 off. You can see, though, 500 is a great score there. There's no reason for them to be in 4 spades. I mean, it should just be 4 hearts. I mean, again, I have no idea about 3 no trumps, so really that seems a little bit gratuitous. Maybe it's bidding mistake. But you're going to have some wild scores. When you have a big field, you expect that. Just going down the bottom here, you've got a lot of 5 hearts going down there. And 6 hearts. So people have tried for slam, maybe a bit backward and given up. Clearly you shouldn't be anywhere near slam because you're missing 2 aces. 2 you know, but you shouldn't be bidding Blackwood at this hand. So I think a few people have there. They've bid Blackwood, found that 2 aces are missing and finished in 5 hearts. And then they've gone off in that. Because of course you're just going to get, it's relatively trivial, isn't it? Ace of spades, spade ruff. So you should lose the first 3 tricks. So you can see that 4 hearts is, you know, so be careful on these hands. If you were vulnerable, it would be very difficult not to bid 5 hearts here, I have to say, because you'd feel you need the 600 points. It was equal vulnerability, and that's key. I mean, I know it's difficult, the scoring system in bridge, but it is key that you try to understand it and know that, for example, here, our game would have been worth 420, so we need 500 to beat it, and that's what we got here, which gave us an almost top. Obviously, when you've got 100 odd scores, you're going to have a few. It's very, very difficult to get a complete top. I have every so often when I've played these games, but it's very unusual. Anyway, let's move on. So we've had 3 really nice scores here, so this is great. So let's see how we go on the next one. We are vulnerable against Nottingham. Pass to us. I think this is a weak no trump. We're playing pairs. This is why we love the weak no trump in a sense. I mean, playing teams, you'd be thinking, oh, I'm not sure, I don't want to be double vulnerable, but playing pairs get in the way. They've got the majors here. In fact, we've just had a landy bid against us there. So it's gone 2 hearts by East. I've just got to pass. If I had length, for me, double is suggesting that we can penalise the opponent, so I just pass that. It's always a little disappointing when partner gives in at that point. I'm worried that we should be competing in something, but there we go. So we're in 2 hearts. I think I've got to lead a trump here, don't I? The other option is leading the spade, but no, I'm going to lead a trump. Because remember, East could be short in trumps here, so. Okay. Yep, so I mean, that's what we expected in dummy, I think. They've bid landy, don't forget, 5-4. They're non-vulnerable anyway, so it's a decent hand. Don't know necessarily what's going on in hearts, but remember, if East has only got 3 hearts, we'd love to draw them. Imagine East has 3 hearts and 2 spades, for example. East will want to ruff a couple of spades. We're hopeful of 4 tricks in the other 2 suits if we can get our partner to lead them at the right turn. Okay, so I'm giving count there. King of spades is 1. I think that's cunning. I'm hopeful that what partner's done is pretended he's got the ace of spades there, and it's a good tactic to have here. Because I have a feeling East has fallen for it. Does that make sense? Now, of course, East may have the ace of spades, but I don't know why he'd have been playing spades before trumps then. So I think East is now going to lead another spade up to the queen and going to be sorely disappointed. And that's what I hope is going to happen, because then I'm hoping partner can win that and play a 3rd trump. Wouldn't that be nice? There you go. Look at that. Well played, partner. Okay, that's really neat. So we've stopped East ruffing, because remember, that's the last trump. We might as well play the 6 of diamonds there, a high one. Okay, so we can win that. And we can just play a spade. I don't think de Clever can get to his hand. I'm pretty confident partner's got the spades. Am I a little bit worried about being end played in diamonds? Being forced to lead a club at the end? I'm a little bit worried about that. Yes, so I'm going to cash the queen of diamonds here and then play a spade. Oh, that's not worked out so well. Okay, partner's got the king of clubs, so it's okay. My goodness, I suppose I could have guessed that. I thought partner should have cashed another spade there. Don't know why she didn't, or he didn't. But I guess if you've got the king of clubs, you can do it. I went quiet because I'm thinking, has partner given a trick away there? We got it 2 off. And the good news is, in a hand like this, is you haven't got a fit. So you're always worried on hands like this. Because if we'd had a fit, well, to be fair, 2 diamonds, of course, making is only 90. So this is the nuances of this game. It's very, very subtle. So 100, I think, is going to score well. It's 21 against 19. What? That's great play from partner. Well, hold on. We'll take some credit. So this is a gorgeous hand for me here. So we've led a trump, which is good. East has won it in hand, led a spade to the king. And when it's won, is thinking to himself, okay, if South has got that, the ace of spades, I want to lead another spade up. So it's a brilliant duck from North. Can you see that? Notice North saw my count signal. I'm going to show you quickly that just before we look at the score. So that second board, when I follow smallest, I am showing an odd number. So with 4 spades there, I should have played high-low. And if I do play a high one, let's say I played the 6 instead from let's say 10, 6, 4, 2. Partner might think, oh, that could be a singleton spade lead and might win the ace. But because he's seen my lowest, if he trusts me, he knows I've got 3. That means Declarer's got 2. He can afford to duck. And it is a brilliant duck because what it has done is it's persuaded Declarer to make the effort to cross back to his jack, if you remember, and lead up to the queen again. He's hoping to make that queen because if I got the ace, I'll probably go up with it on this hand, on this round. Does that make sense? And if I have the ace and don't have a third trump, I can't even draw trumps necessarily. Okay. So what that means is when he did play a spade, it was just brilliant for the defense because partner can just play a heart and draw East last trump. Okay. I think, I'm not quite sure when I got in, when I cashed the ace queen of diamonds to make sure East, make sure I wasn't going to be end played at the end because I thought Declarer might have had king jack 10 of diamonds here. Partner could have taken both spades, which would have made it much more easy for me at the end. And then, but there's nothing Declarer can do. Obviously, we've got 2 clubs, so that is lovely. Let's look and see how we've scored. I'm sure it's pretty good actually. 143 out of 170 there. Again, we are doing nicely to start with. Let's have a look at that on your thing here. So North has made 2 spades, no idea how, but I mean, we haven't got a fit, but the spades did sit reasonably well. I would have thought people would be going off in that. You can see there's not many. Okay, and there we are sitting in there, and we got 2 hearts down too. Other people were lucky. They were in, their opponents got to 3 hearts, but we've done very nicely, thank you. I think some people might even make, well, maybe not make 2 hearts, but we'll only go 1 off. Let's look, see what 50 scores. Okay, so you see I'm moving down there. You can now see the score for 50. 50 would still be better than average. So taking it 1 off, because I think most people will go down in contracts that we bid. So as I go down, you're going to see, yeah, people going down in diamonds, going down in spades there. And that's now below average. 2 hearts making. Okay, 2 hearts making there. It's played by West. So, yeah, no, which is what it was. Yeah. No, it was played by East at our table, wasn't it? That's the difference, perhaps. That is interesting. We'll have a look at that in a moment. Okay. Jack of diamonds is obviously the common lead, and then there's a few outliers at the bottom, as there always is. So let's just go back. Now, of course, because we've opened a weak no trump, it's gone landy, and East has ended up Declarer, and it's an easy trump lead. If it goes, let's say it goes 1 diamond, 1 heart, overcall, double, or 1 spade, depends what you prefer. I would play double, showing 4. Then 2 hearts from East, and that might or might not end the auction. What would you lead? Well, your partner's open to diamond, and if your partner's open to diamond, the jack of diamonds is tempting. So it goes jack, king, ace. And if you try and go for a rough, Declarer can throw a club, and that's the key. Does that make sense? Can you see that? So it goes jack, king, ace, queen of diamonds, diamond, and on that, West discards a club while North ruffs. Well, now, of course, you've only got 2 trumps left, so you can't draw De Clever's trumps, and De Clever has a diamond winner. So you'd now need to take a club trick and then play another diamond to make sure you take 2 hearts down. If you don't play a 4th round of diamonds, I think De Clever's going to get home by ruffing 1 spade and discarding the other one on the winning diamond. So I can see how 2 hearts makes. Okay, so that again is a lovely hand. I love those hands playing pairs. Okay, that is, in fact, it's the theme for October, Guidoba defending against part scores, and this is a classic example, really classic example, where we've drawn trumps, and I don't think there's much De Clever can do. When I say there's not much he can do, he can, if partner had won the ace of spades and played a trump, of course he'd have got a spade ruff. Can you see it? So we'd only ended up 1 off. But it's tough. I think it's a brilliant play from partner. Ducking that king of spades is a tough play. And so it requires a trump lead, a duck of the king of spades. And now I think it's difficult. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, I'm the opening bidder. For me, this is a classic 3 diamond bid. If I was playing weak 2s at this vulnerability, I'd still be tempted to open 3 diamonds, because this is, I'm non-vulnerable against vulnerable. I want to get in the way. I want to make it difficult for my opponents. So I am going to bid 3 diamonds here. Again, notice the vulnerability. I'm non-vulnerable against vulnerable, so I want to try and make it tricky. Okay, well, I'm not sure how tricky I've made it for them, but the most important thing here is it's not my business now. If 5 diamonds is the right contract, it's up to partner. And in fact, I've suggested maybe 7 diamonds, haven't I? Okay, so some of you are probably thinking, Holden, you can't do that on 7. Well, when the vulnerability is in your favour, you're non-vulnerable against vulnerable, you can sometimes stretch your preempt. So here, the quality of the suit is so good. This is definitely worth a 3 diamond bid. As I say, even I think if you're playing weak 2s and diamonds. And that's why I suggest the usefulness of that bid is not particularly there. But I think we've just got to pass. Hopefully partner bids 5 diamonds. Well, wishful thinking maybe. Thing is, we're going to get the right lead, you'd have thought. You'd have thought a diamond is the normal lead. Okay, so we're going to win this. I think we've got to overtake it really and just carry on playing diamonds. We might establish the 9 of diamonds as a trick, but I don't think we really mind. I think it's worth, because partner might have a singleton and it's worth persevering. So again, what I'm planning to do is play the king of diamonds and the ace of diamonds. Hopefully, if partner's got the singleton, I can then play a 3rd round of diamonds, which hopefully partner can ruff. Over West. The question is, do I play the jack of diamonds or a small diamond? Does it matter? Depends on how many heart losers De Clever's got. But anyway, let's put the king of diamonds on and then the ace of diamonds. Okay, well, that didn't work out quite as well. Did we need to switch to clubs? I don't think so. And remember, we've got the jack 8 of diamonds sitting over the 9 of diamonds, so we're okay. Okay, so I imagine trumps are going to be drawn very prompto. Okay, that's interesting. Well, we're just following suit now, really. There's nothing for us to do. I'm just thinking a partner might have been end played there, but it doesn't look as though that looks like De Clever's got everything, really, doesn't it? So we're not really doing anything. This is surely a flat board. And the West of De Clever's. It's got to be a completely flat board, you would feel. Yeah. I say completely flat. Remember, there's a lot of scores in here, but you can't really imagine anything other than 4 spades plus 1. Okay, so let's have a look. 77 out of 170. The average is 85, so it is an average. Now, we're disappointed. It's 46% or something like that on the board, but it is what it is. You can't help the outliers. When we look at the scores on this board, we are going to see that you're going to see that the majority are. So some haven't bid game there. Clearly, we can't help that. Okay, but most of them, I mean, look at the whole string of 650s there. It is as flat as they come, and then there may be the odd one down the bottom. You know, again, for the odd outlier, 5 diamonds doubled -4. So it's good to see that. I didn't see if there was a 5 diamonds doubled -3, but 5 diamonds doubled -4. Let me just see if there was a -3. No, so that's interesting. So every person who bid 5 diamonds went too far off, and that's South's fault, because there's no way North was going to bid 5 diamonds. Okay, so there's not much to be seen on that. In theory, if it had been 50-50 and every single score the same, you wouldn't have been surprised. Well, I mean, let's have a look. That's interesting, isn't it? I say 5 diamonds double. You only need 8 tricks. Why haven't they made 8 tricks? I'm not sure is the answer. I'm a little bit mystified here. I think 5 diamonds looks like it's a good sacrifice, doesn't it? 6, 7. You need 8 tricks. And surely if you just take a double finesse in hearts, that's weird. I mean, I don't know if you see what I'm saying here, but if you make 6 diamond tricks and 2 heart tricks, that is 8 tricks. That is 3 off in 5 diamonds, and that is a good score. But everybody who's played in it seems to have gone an extra one off, but I don't see why they should be. As long as you take the double finesse in hearts. It's very odd, isn't it? Very, very odd. I can't think of anything else happening. I mean, you know, there's no Trump promotion, nothing, as long as you're careful. So I'm going to just quickly look at those scores again, because that's mystifying me. There's not 1 500 there. The lead is the ace of clubs, and it says 5 diamonds doubled -4. It's only been bid twice, and that doesn't surprise me. But that's odd. Maybe you run out of trumps. So it goes ace, king, queen of clubs is ruffed by you. You draw trumps, then take a heart finesse, and then they play 3 rounds of spades. You've just got to be brave. And if you're brave and take, well, no, the king of hearts is doubleton. Amazing. Well, I think well done to those who bid 5 diamonds. And if you were brave enough when you did the thing and then played it out, I'm not going to play it out now, but I'm pretty sure I'm making 8 tricks in diamonds for a top there. That's not my job. It's North's job to bid it. And I'm not saying I would have bid it with the North hand, but it's close. The North knows jolly well that surely that 4 spades is making. I suppose the queen of spades might have been a trick, but it's very close. So if I had 7 diamonds, for example, you think you've got 8 tricks nice and simply. So I think it's a really close call with the North hand, and I might have bid 5 diamonds with it. So there you go. Anyway, let's move on. Okay. So we got a below average on that one, but it was just an average. And let's not be greedy. Okay, let's have a look. 1 no trump from partner. Okay, we're just going to transfer to spades. No qualms about that. Partner has broken the transfer, and we're just going to pass that. I'm always a little bit worried about a transfer break when I've got a weak hand. Obviously, if I had 11 points here, or 10 points particularly, I might then go for game. Partner will have 4 spades. That's all he's saying. So usually the opponents have something they can play in, but if we go 1 off, it can be a bit of a disaster. So let's hope we don't. Well, the good news is West has got the ace of hearts, so I think probably we should be okay in three spades. But if everything's wrong, we could go down, and it's not clear where the opponents can play. So I think two spades would have been more comfortable here, partner. But I think 4-3-3-3. I think two spades is more sensible here. I don't like a break on this hand. It's just too flat. Any doubleton, and I love it. It's got the potential of, if partner's got 10 or 9 points with 5 spades or even 6 spades, then let's go for game. But when you're completely flat, be a little bit careful, because clearly here, if East had the 2 red aces and led a trump, you know, we could be into quite a lot of troubles. Okay. I think we've got to take a trump finesse here. I know that could be a singleton. Well, they've switched to diamonds. I think if West had 5 hearts, West would surely have just carried on hearts here, thinking that could be a singleton. I mean, he could be leading away from the ace. I've got to put the king up. I'm not very hopeful, but I've surely got to put the king up there. Okay. So I've lost 3 tricks. Things are not looking great, but I think I've got to play a trump here to the jack. Wow. Well, I don't think East had 5 hearts, so I can surely take a club finesse here and touch base later. Let's hope anyway. Jack of diamonds. I'm going to rough that small. Getting worried now. You know, so you're taking gambles, but I've still got to cross over to the ace here. So this is playing pairs, don't forget, not teams. If it was playing teams, I'd have crossed to the ace of clubs and just taken another spade finesse. But, you know, that's, yeah, well, we needed it, so we're glad. And the rest are ours, obviously. But, I mean, that's a lot of work to scrape home in threes. I think I'd have enjoyed 2 spades plus 1 more. But with everything sitting that way, there's no short suits in the opponent's suits. I think as long as you take both finesses and spades, you should make your 9 tricks. We scored 116. Well, let's have a look why. I mean, let's look why and see. So 140's done all right. Some people made over tricks. There's some oddities where people have been doubled and made. Other opponents have overbid to 4 diamonds. But it looks like it's the more normal score. And then you've got a load of 110s as well. And people going off, actually. People going for game. That's it. There's quite a few in game, though, aren't there? Okay. So, relatively normal, I think. Let's have a look. Maybe people have upgraded. I don't know how you get to game. I mean, you've got 2 very flat hands, you know, with just 22 points. I suppose there might be some competitive bidding. Have they been a bit meek against us? I mean, remind me how, no, because we've broken the transfer. I mean, I guess if you just make a normal transfer, maybe West tries to come back in. You know, to come back into the auction, but I don't know. Anyway, I think we move on. So, how many have we played now? I'm counting. Is it 6? Are we halfway through? I'll tell you what. Let's just have a quick look at where we stand, because I think we're doing pretty well. So let's have a look at that, and we can actually see we're in 3rd place. Overall 75%, so things are happening. So I don't think we're going to be able to keep that up, but we'll do our best. Let's see what we do on the next one. 12 points, 5-4 in the minors. 1 no trump. I think we're just passing that. We can't bid. Got a nice hand, but can't bid. 3 no trumps, okay. And we just pass. I think we just leave the ace of clubs, don't we? What do we do now? Wow. Well, we look as though we've got an entry here. I think if partner's got a doubleton, I just want to knock out the queen of clubs here. Went 1 no trump, 3 no trumps. So they're a bit thin. But I think surely I'm going to get in with the king of diamonds at some point here. So as long as partner's got 2 clubs, I know I'm giving a trick away, but gosh, this is tricky. Partner should have played the queen of clubs, I think, really, if he had it. So I know partner hasn't got the queen of clubs, but I sort of want to establish the suit as well. Well, what do you want to switch to? Maybe partner can help us with this. I mean, if partner's got a singleton, maybe he can help us with a signal. It's nasty, isn't it? I don't want to switch to diamonds. I mean, I'm tempted maybe to switch to hearts. I'll play the king of clubs. Yuck. Okay. Well, it's not a disaster because we've established de Clara's queen, but de Clara's got queen 10 and partner couldn't play another one. Partner said no to hearts, so I don't really... Partner could well have 5. I mean, this is nasty. Can't play a club, remember, because that gives de Clara 2 tricks in the suit. I'm edging towards a spade here. Remember, we're not aiming to get this contract down particularly. We're just trying to avoid giving over tricks. I'm not that keen even on a spade, but the 9 going up. Oh my goodness. Okay. Partner's 10 of spades is 1. Well, that's worked out nicely. It's not what I expected. I think de Clara's got the king as well. Although partner would have played the king there, so maybe de Clara's just ducking from and has got the ace and the king. Okay, so de Clara's playing hearts out now. I think I can play a club, actually. I don't need that club. Okay, so de Clara did have the ace and king of spades. Ace of diamonds. Feel as if we were going to get end played there, but we're not now. So we've got to keep the club. So we are getting, it's quite nasty, this. No, it's not anymore. But we've got 2 tricks, so hopefully that's the contract off. Yeah, unfortunately we've got to give de Clara the last trick, but I'm not quite. I've got no idea how good or bad this is actually. You've got to remember everybody is defending with the same cards as you. The 9 of hearts doesn't cost, which is interesting, because it would go 9, 10, jack, king, and de Clara still can't pick up the 8. I think everybody's leading the ace of clubs. You don't have to worry about that. So the king of clubs hasn't cost. A diamond doesn't cost much in the end either. I mean, let's have a look. It's an average. It's an average. We got 93, but I mean, so it's just above. But I mean, it is what it is. I think. I mean, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the other tables there. I would have thought it's just a complete average. Yep, so there's 5 or 6 that have gone 3 off, but most, a lot 2 off. Sorry, yeah, so we didn't manage that. We've got it 1 off, which is still a good score. I mean, I'm guessing it's made at some tables by the look of it. Some are finished in 2 no trumps, which makes sense. It's a flat 12 count. opposite a flat 12 count, as we'll see in a moment. So that makes more sense. People aren't bidding game. Only a few have made. So I'm looking, it's about, yeah, I think it's an average, isn't it? Quite a lot have taken it 2 off, though. I mean, let's look at it and see. So if I'd chosen to switch to a diamond, an aggressive switch after the ace of clubs, as a, or I mean a spade switch at that point, maybe eventually in the end game, declare as a trick short because there's nowhere for declare to look for tricks, so you might get it 2 off. I think partner needs to win the spade and switch to a diamond maybe, and we play diamonds. Declara looks like she's going to maybe struggle to make her club trick. But for me, it should go 1 no trump, 2 no trumps. I know there's a 10 of hearts in there, but that is a 4-3-3-3 hand opposite a 4-3-3-3 hand. There are 2 10s in the east hand, so I do want you to open 1 no trump with it. Okay, so I'm upgrading for the 10s, downgrading for the 4-3-3-3, but west should invite and the east should bid pass. And 2 no trumps is exactly where you should be. So we've got lucky there. For me, the opponents have overbid and given us a chance of, well, certainly 1 off and then 2 off. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay. So we've got 20 points here, 20 points with, but with a singleton queen, so it looks like a 1 level opener to me. We're non-vulnerable against vulnerable. And generally I mean, here you might, with a singleton heart, the standard opening might be a diamond, but I tend to open the very lowest suit because I want to make another bid here. Okay, does that make sense? So I want to give the opponents every chance to come in, so I tend to open a club with this guy. Okay, partners bid hearts. I think I'm going to bid 2 spades here. I'm definitely going to force, so I'm going to make a jump response, but I just want to give partner the chance to bid something else. You know, never know, partner might have fantastic clubs and hearts or something like that. So I'm going to jump, but I am going to jump to 2 spades, and then I'm probably going to bid 3 no trumps, but you know. Okay, partners bid 3 no trumps, so there we go. Also, funny enough, I prefer a non-spade lead, because all I've got is the ace king of spades. So I think, you know, that might work in our favour, but we'll see. So it's actually going to be played by North. Don't forget, we'll play the cards for North. They found our weakness. Okay, we have 4 diamond tricks, 5, 6, 7. 7 off top. With east on lead, we have got a heart stopper, but it's precarious. Clearly, well, no, there will be still, even if west gets on lead, we can put the 9 in, east can win the 10, but would need to get west on lead again to actually run the suit. So I think we're okay. We're going to take a club finesse and hopefully establish some tricks there and then see where we are. I'm not going to duck a spade though here. I can't, can you see I can't afford to? Interesting, the jack of spades. Okay, so I'm going to win that, remember. I mean, interestingly, if you duck it, West would have to overtake with the queen to switch to hearts, but I'm not going to give West the chance. So. Okay, so we're crossing in diamonds and leading a club finesse. Okay, we're going to cross in diamonds again, I think, and take another club finesse. Okay, so that's worked out pretty nicely. I can't really think of a reason not to play the ace of clubs to see how they break. Okay, the clubs have broken unevenly. Is it possible we can make a heart at the end here? Yeah, I'm tempted to take my diamonds and spades and hope that I can end play east. Hope it's a jack doubleton. Does that make sense? So I'm going to play the king of spades here. And then just exit with a club. That seems reasonable. and hoping that East has got King of Hearts and another heart. Or just play, don't get me wrong, you can play a small one. The computers like doing that. Most of us would play the king first. But we've made, can you see, I'll just open that up so you can see. But he had King Doubleton left. So we've obviously win the jack there and then play a heart back. So that's neat. That is lovely. We've managed an over trick then. Relatively straightforward in a way, but those are the ones that get you the match points. And we're pleased with that. Interestingly, West had the 10 of hearts anyway, which is a little disappointing. So in fact, I can actually make an extra trick by leading a spade towards the 10, because if West switched to hearts, we can put the 9 in and it forces. So de Clower can, the defense, I think, can only make 3 tricks however you choose to play it. So let's just see what the score was. No, it's worth 110, which is okay. It's about, it's a nice 65% around there. So that's nice enough. So we're still doing nice. We're in 5th place. So let's look at the other tables, the other scores, and see where we were. I think it's, again, a relatively normal one. 3 no trumps +1. A few outliers at the top, the odd double over trick. But there you can see a lot of 3 no trumps +1s, isn't there? And 3 no trumps, again, understanding the difference here. 3 no trumps making 9 here. So if I had just took my 9, I would have got a really poor score, about 28%, 30%. Okay, and then it goes even lower for anything else, for going down or something like that. Okay, and for being in 2 no trump. Okay, so yeah, an interesting hand, a nice, neat little end play. I hope you saw that. We actually knew what East's hand was by the end. He'd switched to the Jack of Spades. We didn't know if it was a singleton or a doubleton, but it seemed likely it was one of the two. So we were able to get rid of his spades and give him his King of Clubs, so that at the end of the hand he was left with King Doubleton and had to give our Jack a trick. As I say, it turns out that pretty much every route you take to trying for an over trick will work. So here, after the Jack of Spades lead to the ace, you could have led a small spade towards the 10. It's not good play, because if East had started with ace, king, 10 of hearts, then of course you'd lose the Queen of Spades and 3 heart tricks. But here, because West had the 10, you had a nice stopper in hearts. Okay. I think we've got 4 tricks, 4 hands to go. So let's see how we get on. And then we'll check how we're doing in the scores as well. Let's have a look at this. Nice hand. We're going to open a spade. Now this is an interesting one. This is tricky, isn't it? You've got nice hearts pulled a singleton, but you've got 6 spades. I don't really just want to bid 3 hearts here, and in theory partner could pass that, so I don't really like 4 diamonds either. I mean, it's a nice hand. It's 13 high card points, a singleton is 16. Yeah, I'm going to bid 4 diamonds. I am going to bid a splinter here. I think that's the best I can do, and encourage partner to go for slam. I think that's reasonable. It is a nice hand, and if partner's got anything but a bit minimum, I think we should be going for a slam. But he's just bid 4 hearts. Okay. I mean, it's not an ideal, because you've got the 6 spades. You'd like to be able to say, partner, I like your hearts. I've got longer spades and I've got a singleton diamond. But I think getting 2 things across is reasonable. Partner's decided not to go for the slam, but partner has got 14 points here, so I've led a trump here, which is not my desirable lead here. So it's going to make roughing diamonds tricky. So I think I might put the 9 of hearts in here and focus. Hopefully my trumps are going to be big enough and I'm going to focus on the spade suit here. Does that make sense? So let's have a look. No, I think I've got to try a diamond first, surely. Yeah, because if West has got the ace of diamonds, so let's say trumps break, you've got 5, 8, 9, and the ace of diamonds is 10, and if we could get a rough 11, if spades break evenly. But I think, have we got a chance if spades break unevenly? Sort of dummy reversal kind of thing. So let's say we win the king of hearts, play the ace of spades, rough a spade, heart, rough a spade. I don't think that's going to work. Well, if the clubs break evenly, it does. You've made an over trick. Gosh, this is quite tricky. Hedging your bets. The advantage of putting the 9 of hearts in trick 1 is it helps you. It's less like, I'm going to put the, I feel I've got to play a diamond at trick 1. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so when West doesn't go up with the ace, I tend to put the jack in here. I hope, no, that's not good news. So if they play another trump here, I think I'm a bit banjaxed here. I think I'm going to have to try and play on spades here, and that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I think I'm going to need, well, let's try it. Okay, so the trumps have broken, so I'm going to play a spade to the ace and rough a spade. Well, that looks better. When the king went up, it didn't look good, but I'm now only missing. I'm now only missing the queen of spades here, so I can actually play the ace of hearts. So, who's got the queen of spades? I think I've just got to do the normal thing here, because otherwise you're going against the field. I think you've just got to play for the 3-3. Yeah, okay. I mean, there's obviously luck involved there, but I think you've got to do that because you know a lot of the field. I'm afraid just play basically and play for these 3-3 breaks. The rest are ours, believe it or not. I'm not necessarily proud of my play there. I've ended up, well, I've tried to give myself the best of both worlds. To be fair, if the diamonds, if I found either the queen or the ace of diamonds, so we're discarding all of those diamonds, of course, and that's what's amazing there. It's a 60% score, so a lot of people have made 12 there. You can see that. So if West had had the ace of diamonds and gone up with it, you see, I've then got the king of diamonds making, and I'm going to be able to make a rough, hopefully. So that seems to be a reasonable way of starting your plan. But when your diamond play doesn't work, let's see if, I just want to see what 11 would have got me there. 11's the average. Not many people made 11. You can see a lot of people made 12. People in slam, that's needed a lot of luck. Needed a 3-2 break in hearts, and I think you need the 3-3 break really in spades. But we'll have a look at it. A few people going off in slam. So I've tried to show that I'm excited, and partner's got 14 points, but obviously King Jack opposite a singleton is not the greatest holding, and I think the only way of making 12 tricks here, once the diamonds aren't great, is probably the 3-3 break. Right, so we took a diamond finesse, that lost. They played another trump. I'm just wondering whether I couldn't have combined my chances better by winning the second heart. Ace of spades, rough a spade, rough a diamond, rough a spade. And now at least you've roughed a diamond. I think maybe that's better. it works out the same, of course, but I just think if, just in case the spades haven't broken 3-3, you'd have made a diamond rough. And therefore you've got the extra trick you needed. I felt that I ended up, all my eggs were in one basket then. I mean, I could at the end have just won the 10 of spades, lost to the queen, as it were, because they didn't break. But I've got my diamonds protected, and I would have made 11 tricks there. So I've got a safe way for 11. There you go. Safe doesn't always pay off. Safe would have got 50%. We ended up with 65. So a lot of people making 12 tricks. Yeah. I think in the slam you need the break. You're going to need your 50. You're going to need your 3-3 break in spades there. Okay, let's look at that. Oh, lovely hand. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, so partner is oh my goodness. Partner's shown 8 playing tricks in our system. We're playing Benji. I'm clearly passing 2 spades. Right, well, sometimes there's hands you don't really have a say in, and this is one of them. We've done nothing, obviously. We've got a roughing value though, so it might be of some value. I'm intrigued to see what partner's got. Again, this is going to be very much beholden to the opponents here. Clearly, if they switch to trumps, you'd feel you're in troubles. So if they get this right, I don't think there's anything we can do. So we're just sitting ducks here. There's only 8 tricks as far as I'm concerned. Now, obviously, the king of spades might make if West has got the ace. But so we needed to do a non-trump dance there. So that's a great switch, obviously. Yes, I mean, it could pick up jack to 4 trumps. But the point is, I need them to lead a spade for me here. Is there any chance of an end play? I don't think I'm going to get a spade rough. Even if I played the king of spades, they can always... No, I'm going to play the king. I'm going to draw the trumps here. And then play the ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and hope that I can somehow get East to lead a spade. So, I'm going to duck that. Leave East on lead. Doing my best here, but it's not working. Wow. Yeah, no, I don't think I've got a chance here. I'll just play like that, but I don't think I've got a chance. And they can play the queen of spades. I put the king up. Nope. Forlorn hope, I'm afraid. And they make the last spade there. Gosh, that's awful. I didn't do any of the bidding, so you can't complain at me. Is it normal? First and foremost, though, don't forget, I was going to say, does 4 spades make? 3 spades makes. So that's the important thing here. So 3 spades make. So we've given 100 away, but because the spade finesse doesn't work, they only lose 2 hearts and 2 diamonds. As long as they rough with the right spade. So they have to... Ooh, that's interesting, isn't it? So what do I mean? Well, the defense against spades would be ace and king of hearts and a 3rd round of hearts. And East has to choose the 10 of spades, which is the correct card. If he was, well, I say that he could also just discard a diamond, couldn't he? But that's what it should go: ace, king of hearts, ace, king of diamonds, and then the 3rd round of hearts. And then East has to rough with the 10 of spades. Well done if they do that. Okay, so let's see what the score was. I imagine that's below average. It is. There's not much we can do, though. 63 out of 170. So it's moved on to another set of boards, so we're not going to see our score for some reason, but there we go. That's a shame. So I don't know why that is, but I can tell you it at the end. So let's look at the other tables. I'll put that up there. 4 hearts making. Wow. Well, there you go. What can I say to that? Ace of spades lead. I'm afraid to say you get what you deserve. If you have a competitive auction like we do, you mustn't lead the ace of spades. But if you do, of course, life is you're happy in the garden. You get the king of spades and a spade ruff. So that's what you deserve. We'll look at that in a moment. But the ace of spades, when you've got the king of clubs there, why you'd want to lead the ace of spades, I have no idea. 4 hearts going off, 1 a few times, but well defended. That's all I can say. 5 hearts going off. Only 1, but you can see 4 hearts, 2 off. So well defended ops there. Let's just have a look at it again. Yeah, ace of spades is absolutely appalling lead, as you can see. And if you do lead the ace of spades, declarer doesn't just make the king, he gets a spade ruff as well, because it will go ace of spades, switch to a heart too late, ruff a spade, cross back, draw trumps, and you've made 10 tricks. So when you've got a beautiful lead like the king of clubs, you mustn't be leading. So king of clubs, 8 of clubs underneath it. Partner, I'm happy if you lead them again. But of course the trump switch is brilliant. So the defence has got it just perfect against us. And there's nothing we can do to stop them, because it's, I mean, West is going to get on lead with the ace of clubs there, isn't he? And then lead to the queen of spades. So brilliant, brilliant. So if you get, you've just got to accept it. I mean, I think North is always, again, great auction from the opponents as well. Even if you choose 1 heart, I don't think you should. I think opening a strong 2, as it were, 2 clubs is the right bid on it. 19 with a beautiful 6-card suit. If you open a heart, it would go 1 spade overcall, pass 3 spades anyway. And I think you've got to rebid 4 hearts. What choice have you got? If you gambled on 3 no trumps, I think again you should get the king of clubs lead. And I think, although it gives away a trick, West can overtake that with the ace and then switch to the queen of spades. So you should lose at least the first 7 tricks. Double dummy, of course. You can have the 10 of clubs lead or something like that, and you could probably lose the first 9 tricks. But so 3 no trumps isn't the solution. I think 4 hearts is just normal, and it's great defence. So you've got to accept that and move on. And we've all been in 4 hearts where they've led the ace of spades and you've made as well. So, okay, let's look at the next deal. So this is hand 25. Is this our last one? No, I think we got 1 more, have we? Yes, we've got 1 more after this. We've got 2 left. This is a nice hand. Pass to us. Is it 4 hearts? Partner's pass, so I can't see there being a slam on here. And even if there is, are we ever going to find it? The opponents could be making lots in spades. I could open a heart and... Remember, partner's passed here, that's the key for me. I mean, you could open a strong 2. No, I'm going to bid 4 hearts. I like the disguise as well. Oh dear. Well, I mean, wow. Partner's got a gorgeous hand. And if the clubs, I mean, bear in mind, if the clubs don't break here, it's not perfect. But if the clubs, when I say that, you can still. I'm happy. I'm happy with the 4 hearts. It turns out, yes, that if hearts break, we're likely to make a slam. But I think I've done the right thing here. I've got to, accept that sometimes. So I'm not going to play. I think I'm just going to play to ruff a diamond. I think that's the safest thing to do here. I think. So I'm just going to play ace of diamonds, king of diamonds, and ruff with the 10. It's not completely clear, but I mean, the clubs are more likely to be 3-1, I would have thought, and this is going to be disrupted. Yeah, and then I'm going to just draw trumps here. and make too many tricks. Yeah, I'm afraid. Oh dear. Well, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, as it were. It's a nice and easy 12 tricks, but I'm not sure that's going to be a top score. Let's have a look. I hadn't noticed the last 3 tricks, the 3 scores of 4 hearts. Just 45, I'm afraid, I got for that. Just 45. Okay. Yeah. Well, let's have a look at the scores. I'm sure the other tables are basically saying 6 hearts. No, they've made 13. There's very few in the slam, but a lot have made 13. Wow. Clubs break, of course. Oh dear, of course they do. Yeah, so because clubs break, if they don't lead a spade. I mean, I'm not sure why they did lead a spade, really. But they did, and there's nothing I can do about it. There you go. I mean, if you lead a trump or something like that, then all I do is draw trumps and the clubs come in. So there you go. Yeah. Actually, come to think about it, in the play of it, surely I should have just gone up with the king of diamonds there. Drawn trumps, played king of clubs, ace of clubs, and then the club off. I think, and I still got the ace of diamonds. Yes, sorry. Yeah, no, I think that's much safer, isn't it? I think, rather than just taking the diamond off, which required at least a 5-3 break. Or, I mean, it's got lots of chances, but I think I do prefer just playing the king of diamonds and drawing trumps. Yep. So on a non-spade lead, of course, all the clubs come in. So you've actually got 15, 16 tricks. So 7 diamonds, sorry, 7 hearts, 7 clubs, and ace and king of diamonds. So there you go. Isn't that amazing? Okay. Well, you can't win them all, because I think we've had a few good scores. We've had a few good scores, so I can't grumble. Let's look at our last board then. Okay. We have vulnerable against vulnerable. 1 club double by North, pass. I think I'm just going to bid a spade. If it gets competitive, I'll then bid hearts. Does that make sense? I've got a nice hand. Well, I don't want to confuse partner with a game try something, but I'm tempted to bid 3 spades here. I know partner's short in clubs. I mean, I also know how Q plus bids, and I don't think he'll bid again if it's right. I'd prefer, in a sense, to bid 3 hearts here, but I'm going to bid 3 spades because I think Q plus might take 3 hearts as a game try of some sort. So these are all touch and go, these ones, but I think the opponents have probably got a 9-card fit here, so I'm prepared to sort of push the boat out. So it went 1 club double, pass, 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 spades. Yeah. So there's not much in the East hand, that's what we know. We've got 2 club losers and a diamond loser. We might have a trump loser. I mean, the normal way to finesse in trumps is probably through the opening bidder, you would have thought, to have the points. I think the king, queen, jack of diamonds, they might have led that. I think I win the ace to start with. Not sure what's going on. I think I will play a spade. Oh, blimey. Well, okay, that wasn't what I was expecting. So, I don't think it's a singleton heart, so I can play another club maybe. So I'm also going to win the ace. That's changed things slightly. Let's play a club. See what happens. I mean, is that ace, king, queen, jack that West has got? So what I'm going to try and do is just hope that West has 3 hearts. So I am going to ruff a club and play the king, queen of hearts. No, that's not going to work. Okay. So we can play the ace of diamonds on that. Well, that's not so good news. Well, that's the end of that, really. We've got to lose a diamond. We make... Ooh. I think we've lost another trick as well to the mess of that, haven't I? All right, well, we've managed to end place. No, why didn't they? Well, I hopefully get home now. I don't know what happened there. I've got a ruff and discard. I can ruff that. Draw the last trump. Oh no, they haven't got a trump left because they just ruffed that. Okay. So we've managed to scrape home there. Oh, because East had another trump. Oh, what a mess. Clever play. I'd placed West with 4. There you go. So I made a difference. It's worth 136 points. Wow. Okay. Well, that's better than I expected. Could I have made another one though? I mean, let's look at view of the other tables. I don't know what was going on there. Yes, 140 is a great score, so I'm pretty happy with that, but surprised. What's happening at the other tables then? Are they just bidding to game, are they? Or they're just making 8? Seems odd. I think, well, obviously hearts is going to play well. I mean, I suppose we found the right suit or whatever. The reason I bid spades before hearts was because if in a competitive auction I could have bid hearts. Does that make sense? So let's say it goes, I'm going to just show you it again. 1 club double, pass, 1 spade. If it goes 2 clubs, pass from partner, pass, I would then rebid 2 hearts. Saying partner, look, I've got a decent hand here, 7 to 9 points. I don't mind which one. So if partner had 3 spades and 4 hearts, I wouldn't expect partner to raise me to 2 spades. And then we'd find off it. Because partner can't just rebid a suit, don't forget. That would show a really strong one. So I'm quite surprised, really. Maybe, I mean, how does 3 clubs go then? 3 clubs is losing 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 3 clubs does get home. And 4 clubs undoubled. I thought it should be doubled, though, if they'd bidded against us. That's an interesting hand. Gosh, I didn't guess that was... But surely I've still got to lose. I can't get rid of my last... I think I've done the right thing there, trying to ruff the heart. Didn't predict the 3-2 break there, so it's interesting. So not quite sure why Q Plus went up with the Queen of Spades there. I mean, surely I could have played the ace and won the jack. I wasn't planning to. Yes, I was. Oh my goodness, gosh, of course I was. I'd already made the plan, hadn't I? I was going to play the ace of spades and won the jack of spades. Isn't that odd? Oh, so that explains why people are only making 110, because I would have done. I was planning to play the ace of spades and won the jack of spades. but he's played the queen on trick 1, so on the first spade. So that's why I was confused. Okay, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I'm sorry, didn't quite get the score I expected, but we finished on 66 or 67% actually, which I think is a good effort. And we came third out of the group of people who were playing those 12 boards, so we've done pretty well. The score clicked out because I think I had the setting on a 22 board match from 1 to 22, if that makes sense, and I was playing boards 15 to 26, so I apologize for that. I hope you enjoyed some of the hands though. There were some classic pairs hands, and that's sort of what I wanted to show. There were some really classic pairs hands where there were over tricks involved, there were under tricks involved, choosing part scores and all sorts, and defending part scores. So I hope you enjoyed it because it gave me the chance to focus on some of those ideas. But do give me your feedback, and hopefully see you again soon. Okay.